6 years old, I went to boarding school. So that's when I got picked. I got picked to go at 6 years old, and from 6 years old I was there till I was 12. Because I had my 18th birthday. I did have my 18th birthday in jail. That was the first time I went to jail. But Mr. Honeyford had said something regarding the Asian population, and basically what he said was, if we don't integrate the Asians into our society now, instead of just keep putting them on the outskirts, because that's what Bradford used to do. Bloke couldn't ask me again. He goes, it's fucking going. That's what he said. And I said, I've come out of the change room and I went, what? And he looked at me like that. And then we was in the kitchen and there was a knife on the table. And I remember picking up the knife and just throwing it. But with that came a lot of other bullshit, that firearm, because people went to jail for that. But the only people that didn't go to jail, I didn't have anything on me. The Leeds fan pulled it out. He pulled out his weapon on me. And threatened me with it at the bus stop. And somebody at the bus stop goes, leave him alone, you bully, like that. And then, as he's turned away, I fought him for his weapon.
Okay.
And he's got the worst of it.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah, then I went to jail.
Welcome back to the YouTube channel, and today I've got someone who I've spent some time with, and nice to branch out instead of just having people from Leeds. We've had a few people from different areas, but today we've got someone from, well, born and bred Bradford. So welcome to the channel, Jay. How are you?
I'm good, you know. I try to be. I'm good.
Okay. So we've had a brief conversation. You know how it's set out. I've got one question for you based on that question. We'll then go from there, and at the end you can ask me any question you want.
Yeah.
You got that, yeah?
Understand the format. it's just dealing with the question. That's it.
Nah.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, most people, because a lot of things are scripted on YouTube.
Yeah.
Whereas we don't script nothing. Nothing scripted. Like, the only thing you know is the first question I've got for you, and you can ask me any question. So I'm going to start with the first question. I hope you did have a think about it. So my first question to you is, who are you?
It's not an easy question, that, you know. You're looking at your watch like, right, okay. Who am I? Well, first thing I'd say that I'm my mother's child. It's Daphne Brown. That's my mum. Got brothers, sisters. Quite a few. I like to think I know who I am, especially when it comes down to what kind of person I am. Do you know what I mean? I class myself as a well-rounded, kind of levelly educated, empathic type of person. I don't think I'm greedy. I don't think I'm selfish. I don't think I'm bad. I just think I'm me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm saying you're a father as well.
I'm a father as well. Yeah, you can't forget that. Father of 3, 4, but we'll just say 3 because one of my children died at birth at a young age. So things like that do mold you. Do you know what I mean? But no, I'm yeah. But if somebody said to me, "Who are you?" Like you just said that now, it's hard to pinpoint because you
know. I tell you what you find is it's dependent on when you're asked it.
Yeah.
So if someone asks you in a year's time, certain things will stay the same. You will, Mum or Daphne, brothers and sisters, but then other things will come into it.
Yeah.
Because life changes for us, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me take you back in time. Now, obviously, you're not going to remember childbirth. Obviously, you speak of brothers and sisters. So, take me back to your earliest childhood memory.
I must say that. My earliest childhood memory, 5 years old. No, four and a half, 5 years old. Nursery, Mrs. Keaton. My first nursery, my first teacher. That time, the school process was different. You went to nursery, you went to middle school, you went to upper school. There were 3 different levels, weren't there? So you started with the nursery, and I can remember I was in Wetley Lane nursery school. Nursery teacher was called Mrs. Keaton, and there was about 8 of us in the class. And my earliest formed memory is of being in that class, and I just remember having some paint stuff in front of me, and then all of a sudden these people came into the class and started asking us questions. So that's my first memory, and I just remember sat there, Mrs. Keaton saying, "Oh, can everybody put your stuff away?" And we all looked up, and we were drinking our warm milk in a little bottle from a straw, full fat milk, yeah, proper milk.
There was a day,
yeah, and we were drinking, and then these people walked in. The 2 or 3 older adults walked in and started asking us loads of questions. Started taking things out of boxes and saying, "What's this? What's this? What's this? Does anybody know what this is? Does anybody know what?" And that's my earliest memory.
So realistically, that's a good childhood memory, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, because it is a good childhood memory, because that memory there then formed my education for the next, say, 8 to 9 years, because that day there was, now I don't know what it was or what was happening, but that day they came into the school because we were in this we got this, I think we were basically they'd come to ask the children, because our school had got picked for some of for some of the pupils at that school to go into education, but you had to be of lower class, lower standard, blah blah blah. So it was like a, what do you call it?
It was a certain demographic.
Yeah. So and that was to pick you to go to boarding school. So out of that little process there, I got picked to go to boarding school.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was in boarding school for 9 years.
Oh wow. Okay. So we're gonna come to that.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got early childhood memory is nursery, or would it be actually? Oh, because you've got nursery, then you've got reception, then you primary school.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're from the generation like me, where you went primary school till you was 9.
Yeah.
Then you went middle school till you was 13.
Yeah.
Then you went high school till you was 16.
16. Yeah.
Okay. So what was? So you've obviously got your. Is it just brothers at home?
Just brothers at home. At the time, it was brothers, my sister, and my brothers, sisters, and then extended family. My brother's friends. I always thought my brother's friends were my brothers as well.
Okay.
When I was growing up, I couldn't, and because they were always there, I'd be like, and then when I found them, I'm like, no, he's not your brother. I'm like, he is. He's always here. And they were like, no, that's Bingy's friend. Yeah. I'm like, all right, okay.
And obviously your older brother's well known.
Yes.
Okay, so obviously growing up, so you've never left Bradford.
Oh yeah, I've lived around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you are Bradford born.
Yeah.
Bradford born, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously that's because before that, which I do know, it was Doncaster before that.
Yes, it was.
But that's before your birth.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
But I was literally, I was born in Doncaster, then came to Bradford. So I don't remember being in Doncaster at all.
Oh, so you're a Dolly boy?
No, I'm not.
You wait now.
No, I'm not.
Everybody,
no, I am not.
Is a Dolly lad.
I'm not.
No, you're
not,
a Bradford.
I'm not.
Okay, so we go from nursery. So talk to me. All right. So you go boarding school. So you go boarding school from the age of 5, 6 up until
6 years old. I went to boarding school. So that's when I got picked. I got picked to go at 6 years old, and from 6 years old I was there till I was 12.
Also, just by the coming up to the end of middle school.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about life in boarding school. That's away from your family, though.
Yeah, that's away from my family. That's coming home every. Now in the school, some of the pupils used to go home every week. Some used to go home every term. I used to stay there for a term, so between the terms, like 6 weeks, 5 weeks, however long the term lasted, and then go home for the holidays.
So it'd be like 6 weeks, some 8 weeks.
Yes. So I was boarding at the boarding school. I had my own house matron. somebody who looked after me. We had our own everything was taken care of. Our dental, our health, our hospital, our doctors, all our education and all our means was taken care of. Even holidays.
Wow.
Yeah, even holidays. And and now I didn't understand the reason why I got picked to go there. I thought it was a punishment at first. No, well, kind of.
Yeah, because at a young age when you're going, you can't go home to see your parents,
No, yeah,
to see
yeah.
your mum and dad for
Yeah.
6-8
For
weeks.
6 weeks.
Whoa.
It's not something that every child would
Yeah.
do.
Well, I'm guessing your mum and dad had to agree to this.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
my mum and dad had to agree to it, even though they weren't together. They weren't together, but my mum was with somebody, and it was like he was the one that used to take me back and forth. So the thing was, it was like it was more of a thing where it was all up to me, because I can remember my mum. I can remember going for the visit, and my mum saying, "Do you want to come here?" And I can remember walking around, and I looked at this fish tank, and it was massive, and I went, "Yeah," because I was that, and I was naming the fish, so I was kind of intelligent. Well, of course I still am, but I was really intelligent when I was young. When I mean, I picked up on everything. I think that did my mum a bit of good anyway. Get me out of the way, because I picked up way too much. Picked up way too much with my older brothers, what they were doing and what they were up to, and blah blah blah. So, and I used to ask a lot of questions. That was me.
So out of that family environment at home, are you the youngest?
At that time, I was, but
Right, okay.
at that time I was the youngest.
Right.
But then my other younger brother was coming up.
Okay, but at that time, when
I
you
was
go
the
to boarding
youngest.
school,
Yeah,
you're the
I
youngest,
was the
and
youngest.
you've got 2 older brothers?
3 older
Three
brothers.
older brothers,
and,
yeah.
and an older sister.
Right. Okay. So life in boarding school.
Life in boarding school.
Would you allow your own children to go to boarding school?
No. Hard question. Yes and no. If I could guarantee him the experience that I had there at boarding school, then yes. But from what I hear now regarding boarding school and a lot of the expectations and a lot of the disparities that happen regarding people from different backgrounds and cultures going, it's totally different now. Whereas then I was added to there. That's probably why I got the spot, because I was black, because I could answer these 5 questions that they answered, and they were really, really soft questions, really.
So my question would be now. So out of curiosity, we're not going to go into age, but I'm saying when you're in boarding school, this is the 80s. Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously.
Well, early 70s. I was born in 71. So when I went to boarding school.
Was you?
Yeah, I was born in 71. So when I went to boarding school, it must have been at 76, 77.
Right. Okay. So what I'll say is I know that obviously we're from a generation, very similar in generation, very, very close.
Yeah.
So you remember the National Front?
Yes, I do.
Now, where was your boarding school? Just out of curiosity.
It was in a place called Cole, just outside Keighley. Cole, like you're going to Colne.
Oh yeah. Okay. So we had the football, which was the service crew.
Yeah.
You had the football, which was the ointment.
The ointment, yeah.
Okay. So racism was quite high.
Yeah, it was.
It was quite high. We can say it now.
It was part of your life. You knew it. You knew.
Yeah. So my question now would be: did you face racism whilst in boarding? Because can I just say, within your demographics in Bradford, I'm not saying there wasn't racism. However, you had older siblings, and there was other things that would shield you from that. I mean, ointment to me blew my mind, because I remember travelling over to Bradford. Used to be a thing called Teen Scene.
Yeah, Teen Scene, yeah.
Right, so there you go. Teen Scene, and I remember us getting chased by
the ointment.
Yeah, and it was opposite the train station.
Yeah.
But you know the mad thing was, ointment was the first kind of group that I ever saw shouting the words that they were shouting, and there was Asian man, white man,
all involved. Yeah,
all involved in ointment.
One of my best friends was.
Ointment was of all colours.
Yeah.
But would say racist and chase you as being, and you're looking at people that are chasing you going, well, I'm doing the same colour as you.
Yeah.
Like, bro. So when you was at boarding school, did you face any racism? Because I'm guessing that would there have been a stigma because you was chosen to go there to fit their curriculum as a black person? So then would there have been anything untowards, shall we say?
Do you know what it is? When I got there, I totally knew I was overstepping my boundaries. Well, no, you don't when you're young. It's you grow and you learn into it because you just think everybody's like you. But then because I was never a materialistic type of child. When I went to boarding school and I seen what we had, and it was like, oh, this is going to be your room, right? Okay, there were 12 beds in this room. Which bed do I pick? Which bed do you want? Oh, I pick that one. This is going to be your class. Where do you want to sit? I'll sit there. This is your dining room. This is your wash. This all this. It was a 17th century house.
Do you think they did that because of your colour, though? Because most people would have just been because if you think 6 people come at the same time, they couldn't all go, which bed do you want? Because what if you all chose the same?
Exactly. When I went for my visit there, it was like the
red carpet.
Yeah. Oh no, he's coming. Don't know who he was. Don't know if they were getting money for me or whatever, or if they were getting, because somebody obviously were paying for me to go there, but it wasn't my family. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So the whatever grant or whatever initiatives they got, and there was a handful of us, about 6 of us that got picked, so to go to this school, and I didn't even see who got picked to go to the school until the term started, and then they were like, I know his face, and 2 of them came from the same area that I did.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
And the rest of them, a few of them didn't. So when I got there, and I remember pulling up and seeing this big car, didn't know what it was, just seeing this big car that looked like a boat, and there were 2 of them, and there were a guy stood outside it with a hat on, and I looked at this guy, and he's just stood in front of this big car, just looked like a boat, and there was a Daimler. I didn't know what it was. Now I know what it was. Back then it was a Daimler, and he was the chauffeur.
Okay.
And he used to stand up. And it was a big 17th century castle, homeland, like Cartwright Hall, like something like a museum that you go in there, and it had pictures, big 17-foot, 20-foot, 30-foot pictures on the wall, panelled walls, parquet floor, hallway, doors here, there, and everywhere. It had stables, it had garages. It was set in acres and acres of land. There was a trail. There was a nature trail that led through the whole estate. The house was owned by a rich, up and coming rich family. Like in Bradford, it had been a Cartwrights. Or Mr. Lister, but in Corn, it was somebody else. But it was just as big apparently. And apparently, Oliver Cromwell spent 2 nights there before he went down south and had a battle with the Roundheads. So there was history galore in that building. And I remember pulling up. I remember seeing these 2 boats. I just looked like boats, and this guy stood there. Oh, who have you come to see? And my stepdad Dalton had pulled up in a Ford Capri. But that in itself
was the car.
Yes, that in itself was. So they looked at us and thinking, oh, well, he's pulled up in and it was a Capri. And you know what I mean? Got out of the car, walked in. My mum walked in, and it's like I was just like, yeah. I didn't have one question about. I didn't think I wouldn't want to go. As soon as I seen everything, it was like gearing me to go.
Coming from where you came from,
yeah,
it was like you was in awe.
Oh yeah, it was.
So was there any racism though?
Yes, there was.
Okay.
Yes, there was.
Was it subtle racism or was it in your face? Because you got to remember when we grew up, it wasn't subtle.
No, it wasn't.
It was in your face. If that person was racist, you knew there was racism. But I'm guessing you're in boarding school now, so is it subtle?
There were 2 things that happened that I clearly remember as a child that were racist. Now, first thing was, I remember, because we all had house matrons, I told you about that, so that means there was a woman that was dedicated to your needs. So she'd just walk around in an apron and a prinny. And if anything you needed, you'd go see her. Back then I thought it was a woman. Now, it was probably an 17-year-old girl.
Okay.
And I mean, but when you're 5'6", you think she's a woman. And they were cast as house matrons, and there was like 8 house matrons in the whole school. But you have to remember, there was only 42 pupils. And out of the 42 pupils, only about 15 of us stayed.
Yes.
For the term.
Yeah.
So, and I remember, and because we had a lake, a reservoir, a lake, and some ponds in the grounds. we used to do like walks around nature walk. All the nature stuff was done inside the grounds because it was that big. We had foxes, badgers, everything. And I remember it was a sunny day, and the house matron took us to one of the pools. We went to see some frog spawn or something daft like that. And she's walking us down, and she's looked, and she's gone. She goes, "Oh, if you look closer, you can see all the newts in the pool." So I've looked, and I'm looking. I can remember seeing my shadow in the reflection in the water, and I'm looking, and I'm looking, and everybody else had looked and then just gone away. But whereas I was really intrigued with nature, I got right down. I'm looking, and I remember, and she was Jason, get up. The fish don't want to see some ugly. No, I don't know if she said ugly or big, but she said something. Don't want to see some big black thing looking at them. So that was a word.
Okay.
And I remember it processing, but I didn't take it offensively. I just thought, all right, that's the first time someone's mentioned my colour, but I've been here.
So what's the second one?
And the second one was, okay, in our dorms, we had big bay windows in our dorms. My bed was right in the dorm, and so it's like my bed was here, and a big bay window there, big bay window in front of me, big bay window there, stained glass windows. This is how old the place was. I remember a couple of the stained glasses had been replaced with normal glass to let the light through. And I remember one of the young boys had his hand on the window, and it was sunny, and the sun was coming through, and and it was like that, and he goes, look, no, it's look, because you can see all my veins. Then I put my hand on the window, and I went, no, it's not veins, it's blood. And he turned around and said to me, "Yeah, you're black. You haven't got red blood." And I looked at my thing thinking, "But I have though, because you can see it. Because you're black, you haven't got red blood." And then he turned around and says to this other guy, "He's black, he hasn't got red blood, has he?" And I went, "No." And it was just like, I remember. It's like I put my hand on and I thought to myself, have I got red blood? Have I got red blood?
You question yourself.
Yeah, and then I questioned myself. So it was things like that. So and then it was stuff like minor stuff, things that you didn't think were racist but were. Oh, we're gonna have a race with sports day. Jason can run, he can run, he'll win, he can run, he can. So sports day, they used they used my colour was a gift. Then it was like, oh, we can do this, we could do that. And then I remember joining the Boys Brigade, 7 years old, the Keithley Boys Brigade edition, blah, blah, blah. And I literally excelled through the ranks in this Boys Brigade thing, like a steam train, because Boys Brigade was really figured a lot around sports, around doing things, around badges, collecting your badges, being very athletic. And I was really athletic, but I'd come from an athletic neighbourhood where everybody were better than me. Then I've come to boarding school and I'm better than everybody else. So I'm picking up what I'm doing at home, bringing it back to boarding school, and everybody's like, he can run fast, he can jump fast. And I remember we did this thing called the Mini Olympics, which was about 6 or 7 boarding schools that joined together to do an Olympics, like an Olympics. And I left there with about 8 medals.
So you said you stayed there till you're 12.
Yeah.
What happens? Is it your bursary's finished?
Well, kind of like that, because
there will have been a bursary money of some sort.
I did get an offer to move to another school down south, and I said no.
Okay, right. So we're at 12.
Yeah,
we're back in Bradford.
Oh, back in Bradford. I've always been back to Bradford. Every holiday's going back.
I'm saying you now, because you're in. So when you go back to middle school in Bradford.
When I go back, the last year in middle school, right, Drummond Middle as well.
Okay.
So it was right in the hype of Mr. Honeyford. So basically, there was a teacher called Mr. Honeyford at Drummond that made certain remarks around the Asian population. This was the same year or the year before as Salman Rushdie's book came out.
Right.
Satanic Verses.
Yeah.
And his book came out, and he dissed Islam or the Prophet Muhammad.
They put a thing out on him, didn't they?
Yeah, they put a fatwa out on him. Put a fatwa on him. Yeah, and
he had to disappear.
He had to go. But it was around about that time. Don't know if it was the year before, year after. But Mr. Honeyford had said something regarding the Asian population, and basically what he said was, if we don't integrate the Asians into our society now, instead of just keep putting them on the outskirts, because that's what Bradford used to do. They had the ghetto, which then they broke up and scattered all the black people around. You know what I mean?
Because that was down to the house in one.
Yeah, Sloane Square, Newby Square, Green Lane, all the areas where there were black populations. Everybody sort of dispersed, and Leeds has got a lot to thank for that as well, you know, because a lot of people from the Green Lane and Mappa and Newby Square area did actually. A lot of them came to Leeds, and a lot of them went to Huddersfield. So a lot of them, so it's a lot of the Jamaicans, and a lot of the Jamaicans went to Huddersfield, all stayed in Bradford. A lot of the St Kitty and Trinidadians came to Leeds.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so it all sort of like not worked itself out, but they broke the Bradford ghetto up and made the surrounding towns ghetto, but black population a little bit stronger. Because I remember when we left Sloane Square, because when I left boarding school, everything changed that year. Because I left boarding school, came to Sloane Square, boom, Sloane Square. Oh, they're knocking it down. That was the black area. Then they were knocking Green Lane down, and they moved us all in different areas, and they put us on a street at the other side of Bradford, Leeds Road, on the middle of a white street. There were no black people on there at all. But luckily, one of the other neighbours moved in a few doors down, so there were us two that had moved from Sloane Square into this
predominantly
white area. So our roots had just been torn up and just.
Well, it's the community spirit's gone out it from
totally gone. So that was one of the things that actually made us, I'd say, and made us growing up as Bradford teens a little bit more resilient, because then we had to diversify and
you got to integrate again.
We had to integrate again. We had to make new friends, new families, new everything.
So middle school, we then go on to high school.
Yeah.
So at 13 you leave, you're in high school.
So first then I left Drummond, and because I left with really, really good grades, I was supposed to go to this school called Hanson. Now that was one of the top rated schools in Bradford at the time.
Okay, it's still going on.
Yeah, it's still going. Yeah. Nowhere near as good as it used to be now. Crap now. Yeah. Sorry for everybody who goes to Hanson. That's just your opinion. That's just my opinion.
Just to be clear.
I know a few black people that go, and they all say the same thing. Yeah. In fact,
people going, oh yeah, you must like off Hanson.
It's like a Hanson. So I didn't want to go. I wanted to go. So from Drummond, I wanted to go where all my friends were going.
Yeah, you want to go with the boys?
Yeah. So then I went to Drummond. So I went to Roadsway. I was trying to go to Roadsway. They were saying, you can't go to Roadsway. It's not the right side of the town. It doesn't matter. I will catch bus. And I said to my mum, because I did go to boarding school for all them years, and I was away. I think my mum bats me because she was like, let him do what he wants to do now. If he wants to go to
it was a lot easier to change schools back then. Now you see people get knocked back for schools. Like people get knocked back for schools that's literally the closest school to them.
Exactly. Yeah. You're like, yeah. No.
Yeah, it's crazy now. So
I went to Roadsway.
So we go Roadsway.
Roadsway was a good school.
I'm guessing you enjoyed school. So did you leave with GCSEs?
Yes, I did. Did GCSEs? So basically,
because GCSEs had just come in.
Yeah, they just come in.
Oh no! Would you have still been?
No, I was level. It was all level, grade 1, all levels, all level, grade 1. At the back end of my
because it changed the back end for me.
Yeah.
Because as I was leaving, it's when the system had changed from primary, middle, high.
Right.
And when I was in my last year of high, that's when it went primary to high.
To high, yeah.
It changed then, because remember you had 3 sections.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's just 2.
We did have all levels. There was all levels, and then
that's right.
The GCSEs did come in. I can remember because I did get 3 GCSE grades. I think they were grade 2s and 1s and 2s. But what they based my education off was boarding school. Then I was only a year in Drummond, and because I was only I say a year, it must have been about 7 months, about 8 months, and that's when I had my first school fight as well, and I made 2 of my best friends in there because I didn't think. In boarding school there was no straight up bullies. There wasn't a thing where you get people fighting in a corner. It'd just be posh folk. Just they'd say a couple of words and then they'd laugh, and then you wouldn't see them all weekend because the helicopter would come take them home, or the driver would come and take them home, and then by the time they got back on Monday, it's done. Do you know what I mean? And that's how simple it was. You know what I mean? It was just really weird because because so sorry, just to diverse a bit. One of the guys that was in school that I made really good friends with, it was called Basharat Sadiq. No, it was named Basharat Sadiq, and his dad was the biggest importer of halal chicken at that time. So he
boarding school.
Yeah, boarding school.
Okay.
So he was like in Keighley. He was well known all over, but he came anyway, and it was just a little guy. And I remember coming in, and I took him under my wing, and because I had the Asian friends,
From Bradford.
yeah. And I remember taking him under my wing and saying, "Oh, stick with me, blah blah blah." So all the white kids used to call him Bashrat. I used to say to him, his name's not Bashrat, his name's Basharat. Yeah. But that was me on my figure.
So is he still your friend to today?
Do you know something? I've seen him about 10, well, it must have been a bit longer than that. And he's one of the wealthiest guys in Yorkshire at the moment. Yeah, he's one of the wealthiest guys in Yorkshire. Really big. It's his family, and that's that.
Hopefully, don't forget that you put him under your wing.
Well, hopefully he don't. He don't. No, do you want to say he didn't? Because when I did see him, he goes, "Jason, do you remember that day when I came to school and you looked after me?" And I went, "Yeah, I did." And it was like, I'm not. Yeah. So basically, I'd seen him. He recognised me. I didn't recognise him. I was working in Leeds, and he recognised me, and he's looking at me, and he's thinking. And because I looked at him, and I thought to myself, I know exactly who you are. He looked. What can I say without being?
He looked the same, but older. We'll leave it.
Yeah,
there.
he looked. Yeah,
he looked the same.
He just didn't look as good as I looked. Put it that way.
Okay, so did you do sixth form?
Sixth form? No, I didn't. I did. YTS.
Oh right, okay. So where did you go YTS?
YTS was so there's a place called Rackham's Superstore in Bradford. Rackham's was like a what can I say, a posh. It was a posh store where you could buy everything, and you could also get food there. So they sold old women's clothes, old women's stuff, ornaments. They sold young people's stuff, and at the top of Rackham's there was a restaurant. So I always wanted to be a chef. Always cooked, always baked. I was more better baker than I was cook at that time. And I worked at Rackham's. My first YTS was at Rackham's, and I got sacked in the first.
It's funny you should say that. We had work experiences. I shouldn't laugh. I don't think I've ever told anybody this, but we had work experience, and I was like, I don't know. I can't remember what I was thinking. And I thought, I'll go work in a superstore. It was Lewis's. I think it's John Lewis's.
Yeah.
It was Lewis's back in the day. And I walked in, it was like work experience. So I'm thinking, yeah, man, I'm going to be doing the shoes or the suits and stuff like that. And they came in and told me I was working on some like women's shoes part. And like I looked at, your attitude at that age, like I looked at it, I was like, oh no, okay. I never went back.
You didn't go back, you just left it.
I just left.
You just left it.
I didn't go back.
Oh no, well I went there. And in fact I had three different YTSs. I had three different YTSs because I started there, and then the guy, the chef, so-called chef, because their custom was white people over the age of 60. So they used to come upstairs, they used to do all the shopping downstairs and come upstairs and stay up there and then have a breakfast or lunch or whatever. And the meals were jacket potato and tuna fish, jacket potato and mayonnaise, fish and chips. So that's all they ate. So I used to say to the guy, the chef, who was supposedly learning me how to cook, can I serve the fish and chips? Can I make the fish and chips? He was like, no, you're just doing the jacket potatoes. So all I did was make jacket potatoes for 8 months. So all I did, putting potatoes in the oven, taking them out, cutting them, putting butter in, then putting fucking tuna fish in. I hated tuna fish for years after that. I hated tuna fish. And I'm like, is this my job anyway?
Sometimes you've got to eat tuna, don't you?
Yeah. Sometimes it's the best thing.
Sometimes it's the best thing.
Yeah, the best thing you can. And then what happened was, I'm cussing him, and then I've come out of the room and I've caught him dissing me.
What, that you jacket potato or what?
No, because I've gone in and said, and he said, and I said to him, boss, please, blah, blah, blah. And I've left the room. He's gone, yeah. But I've left the room, but I haven't left the room. I think I've opened the door, and then the door's open, but I've gone round the corner to the little cloakroom, and the door's shut. So he's thought I'd gone out, and he says, "Is that black cunt?" Ask me again. to if he wants to do something. That black cunt asked me again. He goes, "It's fucking going." That's what he said. And I said, "I've come out of the changing room." I went, "What?" And he looked at me like that, and then we was in the kitchen. And there was a knife on the table. And I remember picking up the knife and just throwing it. Didn't hit him. Hit the wall. Didn't hit him. Anyway, they told me that was my last day.
I mean, in all fairness.
Yeah. But then I said to him, this is your fault. Because nobody'd say what he said beforehand. Yeah, nobody said, they all be like that. Nobody said no. So anyway, so I've left there. Knocked over a few of the jacket potatoes as I've gone out. Yeah, from what floor. They walked off, they've gone, and then gone to my careers advisor, because he had a careers advisor back then, and said to him, "Oh, this is what he's done." And she went, "Don't worry, I'll get you somewhere else." And then she got me into this wood place. I was making figurines. I lasted, and it was winter. And you know people who do crafts and who work with stuff like that. It's like, it wasn't like it was a nice, comfortable, warm room. It was a warehouse, sat on a stool, chiseling at pieces of wood. I lasted 3 days. Then I left, and then I got a mechanics course at Austin Rover on and I stayed at Austin Rover for a couple of weeks, couple of months. So within my first year of YTS, I'd done 3 YTSs, and I think there was a limit that what you could do, and then that's it.
So, you're around 18 now, aren't you?
Yeah, not just a bit. Yeah, just a bit younger. Just a bit younger. About
You're about 17.
Yeah.
You're about 17, but I'm
16,
guessing
17,
you've done about 3 YTSs, then you're about 18 now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
How's life going now?
It's all about the music. It's all about hip hop. It's all about It's all about hip hop and music and taping your MTV raps and being that person, seeing what's going on. Noticing what my brothers are doing, noticing where they're getting their money from, and seeing things, seeing cars, seeing girls, seeing money. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, what are they doing? Not knowing exactly what they're doing, but not asking questions either.
But you're also hearing what other people are saying about
yeah.
Because obviously you see the respect that certain brothers are getting.
Yeah.
And you're looking and going, well,
why is that? And then you don't know why is that until you start going out. Because I didn't start going out on that scene. I was always on the teen scene from about 15, 16, 17. But then when it was 17, 18, 19, that's when I was going to the places where they were frequenting. And then seeing, and it's like, I never told anybody who I was. That's one of my superpowers. So I never told anybody who I was. It was just, until somebody says, "You know what that is, aren't you?" They're like, "No, who?" I saw somebody like that, you know. "Oh, how come you never said that?" Like,
but you know, it's funny that because I didn't know you was either. Until I remember you coming to me and saying, "Oh, listen, Bingy said to say hello."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Wait, eh?" Because I'd left
Yeah.
And I was like, "What? Oh, right, okay." But there's a bit of a funny joke as well that I hear.
Oh.
There's a funny joke, obviously. I'm hearing that. I mean, obviously, you had older siblings, so you're kind of blessed. I didn't have older siblings.
Yeah.
But there's a thing going around that you used to take your older siblings' clothes and go out. And one time, you actually got caught in his clothes.
I thought you think this maybe does. I thought I was clever because I got that idea off my friend Errol Crawford and Carlton because they used to do the same thing because their brother was one of them sliding foot slow dancers and he used to have them shiny shoes and them pants and the fatterers pants and the polo tops and stuff like that and Gabichi tops. So he used to have all these Gabichi tops and when Errol goes, "Jay, you want to take that top? You want to take that and wear that?" And I'm thinking, do I really want to do that? Yeah, that's what you want to do. I wasn't buying clothes. So they rolled them up, put them in a bag, threw them out the window. Right, Mum, I'm gone. They pick it up. We got to his house. We get changed. We walk to the teen scene then. We walk to the teen scene. Everybody's looking at you like...
the same teen scene that I was talking about?
You talk the same teen scene you're talking about. There's baby, there were dollars. At that time it were called it was dollars, baby dollars, and then there was another. There was dollars. Then there was a Mapatine scene, and the one in town on Manningham Lane. And we used to go up there. I used to have my brother's Gabici top on. I remember coming out. We're coming out. We'd been in already, and we were coming out. And as we're coming out, because Mayflower was just up the road, so we'd come out at like 8 o'clock, because that's when teen scene finished. 8, 9 o'clock, half 8, and then they'd switch it, and then it'd be older people coming at like half 9, 10. We came out instead of leaving baby dollars and going home. We walked across the road, going into arcades, spent too much time in arcades. Come out, and I've seen my brother driving down the road in his gold Sierra, in his gold Sierra Cosworth, you know. And he just stopped like that. He went, "What are you doing?" He goes, "What are you doing with my top on?" He goes, "You better take that top off." And he's shouting at me, and I'm like, I didn't know what to do, because I had his Gabici top on, which must have cost about 100 quid back then. That was money. I had his Farrahs on. The only thing I didn't have was his shoes, because his feet were bigger than mine. So I've had his Farrahs on, and his Gabici top, and his Kangol, furry Kangol.
Okay. So we're at the stage now where we're looking into life and how.
Yeah, because so at that time I remember. But anyway, but the mix up was not the mix up, but I remember I had a different experience totally at school. So when I was at boarding school, it's a totally different experience to being at Rhodes-Way. When I got to Rhodes-Way, that's when I got my first fourth year, second year in Rhodes-Way. That's when I got my first got into my first school fight, rating type of thing. Do you know what I mean? Being that person who, wait a minute, oh Jay, he said this about you, and so then you have to do something about it. Do you know what I mean? And there's a guy called Stephen Osborne from Ollerton in Bradford, and it's funny it's really funny because he called me a name that I still go by now.
Oh, let me ask you a question though. Back then, so let's go to the age of, we're at 18. Let's just say, who's your hero at that time?
Who's my hero at 18?
Yeah. Who's the person you'd look up to? Who's the person you want to be?
The most person I'd look up to was my older brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understand.
He was the one that I'd look up to, because from that there, and I'm going back just a bit. If I go back, because at 18, so from about 16, my older brother was like the person that I'd go for everything. He was the one that taught me how to read. He was the one that taught me how to read, tell the time. He was the first one to put me in a vehicle and say, you know what I mean? Yeah, do you want that? Yeah, take that. I mean, I'm like, I mean, one of them ones, and you don't really appreciate it. You don't really feel that. You don't realize where your not judgment, but where you're coming from, because you're getting you're not getting molded. You're just being told this is how things.
Yeah, you don't understand why they are that way. But you just know that they are.
Yeah, you just know they are.
So
so definitely him.
So I'm guessing there's a period of time where illegal.
Yeah.
There's illegal activity, and I mean
because I had my 18th birthday. I did have my 18th birthday in jail. That was the first time I went to jail.
Okay.
And that was. That was because and so the reputation comes from that. Then some people just stop fucking with you completely. Some people want to hang on to you because they know, if I'm within, and then it's like.
And also you got the older brother.
Yeah, and also you got people looking at you like. So it was very easy for me between that ages of 14, 15, and 18, because I made that stamp for myself without knowing. Plus of the angles that who I was, who my family was, and what I'd done, and me, everybody just thought, but that is good though. It must be mad then. It must be evil.
Would you know what I mean? It kind of goes against you, because I mean, obviously you said you went to prison. How many times have you been in prison?
2 times.
Okay.
So that was the first time that I went.
We never. But I know what you're saying is because I remember having Cat D.
Yeah.
I remember getting Cat D, and I remember my first day. The first day I was in there. And what people don't realise is when you get Cat D, the people that are in the prison know that you're coming.
Yeah.
So they know who's coming to the prison.
Yeah.
So obviously people had heard I was coming, and I always remember I was walking around. It was like you could walk on the grass and you could walk around. And what I didn't realise was that there was people on us going, "Oh, is that him? I'd be able to do him."
Yeah.
And I've never done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
But you're already being lined up. Like,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in there, that's it. No, I'd be able to do.
Yeah.
And you think, whoa, calm down. So everybody has a breaking point. Or,
Yeah.
I like to say, or they have that light
Yeah.
bulb moment. What is it for you?
The light bulb moment. The light bulb moment came too late. The light bulb moment came when I went to jail the second time.
Okay. You know what? I listen, 1,000,000% I hear you, because that was my last
Yeah,
time as well.
yeah.
So
When I
we,
went,
just for the camera, we was in together on the last time.
That was my light bulb moment. But at the same time, you have to remember, between the first time I was in jail. So going back to your conversation about ointment.
Yeah.
The first time I went to jail was because of lead service crew.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. And so this probably added to what had happened to a year and a half earlier with school and me with that firearm. Then a couple of years later, a year and a half later, I got off that. But with that came a lot of other bullshit, that firearm, because people went to jail for that. But the only people that didn't go to jail was my brother, because I got him because of that. Because I did that, he got off.
Yeah. But other people didn't. Yeah, which causes a commotion that your brother has to deal with.
Yes, which he has to deal with. Yeah. So then that made that he got not guilty at court because of what happened that morning. Somebody knocking on the door, dropping this thing off. Me then taking it, coming back,
I'm
getting
guessing
it.
I'm guessing your brother saying, "Well, I want there." I don't know.
Yes, yeah. I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
And then you've gone.
Yeah. So in a way, it helped him, and in a way, it didn't help me.
So it doesn't. I get that.
So then I got into trouble with. I went to Leeds because then it's like you start to believe you do believe your own hype.
Yes.
I went to Leeds by myself. Everybody said, "Don't go to Leeds by yourself. Don't go to Leeds by yourself. Don't go to Leeds by yourself." Especially the city centre.
No.
Especially on a Saturday.
No.
Didn't do it.
No.
And
never did.
No. And everybody used to say, "Don't go." Anyway, I went to Leeds by myself.
If Leeds United were playing at home
when
I was younger.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And then I got caught up in. Got off the train. Me and my first girlfriend, Nikki, her name is. Yeah, Nikki. I remember, and we got caught at a bus stop by some Leeds fans, and I didn't have anything on me. The Leeds fan pulled it out. He pulled out his weapon on me. And threatened me with it at the bus stop. And somebody at the bus stop goes, leave him alone, you bully," like that. And then, as he's turned away, I fought him for his weapon. Okay. And he's got the worst of it.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah, then I went to jail.
So then, we're in the second time.
Yeah.
We don't need to go into the realms of that. You have the light bulb moment. So what is the light bulb moment? Like, everybody knows what my light bulb moment was, what it was being there.
Yeah.
Because again, I meet you. I meet you.
Yeah.
And obviously we do a gym course, we do a personal trainer course, we do a gym instructor course. So we use the time very wisely. And I think we was lucky. And I tell you why we was lucky. Because Spice hadn't come in then.
No, it hasn't. No.
So we was lucky. So as we was leaving, the epidemic was
came.
And for me, I was looking around and I was seeing a lot of young people. And I'm too old for this.
Way too old.
But also off the back of the letter that my mum wrote me, which obviously changes my.
But if what just I'm not being stuck up or freaking conceited now, but it wasn't just that we're too old for it. We're too good for it.
Yeah.
I think I really thought. Yeah, I really thought I was too good to be in jail. I really thought this isn't for me. I don't even know why I'm here again. I don't know how I got. No, I do know how I got there, but it was the fact of I'm too good to be in jail. And the thing is, we were a bit snobby, and because there were a lot of people that we didn't talk to, and we did stick to our own. And remember, we had our own kitchen. I didn't even used to eat with them lots of points. We used to say, "I'm not eating with you lots. I'm going down I'm eating with Carl and so and you know what I mean?" It goes
No,
down.
just right, I need to just break it down a little bit because it sounds very posh, but it wasn't. What happened was, no, it wasn't. But what it was is, so I was a gym orderly, but there was also a gym course.
Gym course, yeah.
So what there was is there was a selected few that could come down and
Every day.
So it was literally, it was like a full like 18 months
Yeah.
of coming down to the gym, but there was 3 courses. There was weight and nutrition.
Yeah.
Then the level 1 gym
Level
instructor,
gym,
and there was
level
personal,
2,
which took about 18 months.
Yeah, yeah.
So actually, when you think about it, we didn't spend no time on the wing, and plus I was number 1 gym owner, so we spent no time on the wing.
No.
So it was literally just so you would.
We was in a
And
different.
what we used to do was we collect food off the wing. So when you get food, I used to have like a little tub, and I'd say, "Oh, give me the chicken." So I'd get chicken curry.
Yeah.
And you would.
And I was canteen, right? Well, canteen.
Yeah,
I was a servery as well. So I had to bring down loads of
Yeah,
sausages and eggs
So
and
we used
bread.
to eat in the gym. So it wasn't posh. Like but we did have like a little kitchen.
We just thought we were better than everybody else because we were like, but the gym orderlies had a lot of power, so they could. We could do what we want really down there. You know what I mean? And it's like we had there was always expected to look after the equipment. Was always expected to tell anybody if anything happened. Yeah. And plus we all had each other's back. So if something was happening down there, it'd be like no. It wasn't just me saying no. It was 8 other guys saying no.
Yeah, because I think what it was is like when people like leaving the weights out and you go, I'm not a screw. Listen, I'm not a screw. No. However, what you fail to realise is if you don't put them weights back, I've got to do Why should I have to put them away? You've used them.
You've used them,
So you have this. So you had your light bulb moment. You're in prison and you get out.
I'm just trying to think stuff like what the light bulb moment. Well, I don't know if I can pinpoint the light bulb moment down to a certain thing, but it was definitely on that sentence. Okay. And I think I remember going onto the wing. Oh no, because I literally had a fight on induction with my co-accused.
Yes, you did.
I had a fight. I had a fight on induction with my co-accused, and he'll still think that he beat me that day.
CRD wing, wasn't it?
Yeah. And
I actually remember that.
And I remember.
I remember hearing about it.
Yeah. And I remember, and it was like, when I got on the wing, and that's when I thought to myself, got onto the wing, then realised, oh my gosh, everybody in here, I've either of the group of people that I've ever heard of, I know of personally, either heard of, or I know the reputation, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, so I met your co-accused on my wing. Yeah, because he was on my wing. Then there was Jermaine and them lots, and there was G, and I've met him on my wing. And then it was like, but the thing was, beforehand, I'd met you twice before that situation, but you won't remember, I met you twice before that, and out on the outside. But I didn't. But we never spoke. Don't think we'd ever spoke conversational wise until we literally got inside. Because your reputations were. It was different because we never used to fuck with Little London lot. Okay. We mostly Chapeltown lot because we didn't like them. But then we realised nobody liked Chapeltown lot back in them days. Not really. And it was like and that was the thing. We never had no beef with your side. And your people, but at the same time, your people knew my people, which the beef wouldn't even occurred anyway. But I didn't know that until I got inside, and then realizing that all you lots knew my people, meaning my brothers and everything like that. Yeah. So when it was a situation like that, be like, oh, you're so yeah. No, man, them I don't fuck with them.
Yeah, because that's how the conversation was like.
Yeah.
So you come out, and I'm guessing it's a new. So let me ask you a question. If you could, I kind of think I know the answer to this, but I'll ask it anyway. It's a 2-part question. If you could go back in time and change anything, what would it be and why?
If I could go back, I know that one thing I'd definitely change. I'd have carried on my private school education. I wouldn't have said, I'm going home. I'd have said, oh, do you want me down Surrey? See you later, I'm gone. Because I know exactly what I want it to be. That time there was I think it was when I was at boarding school between the ages of 6 and 13, the Falklands War was on.
Oh, okay.
And I remember that I wanted to be a soldier. And I used to hear about the troubles, and I used to hear about this and hear about that. I remember saying that I wanted to be a soldier to my brother, Bingy. He said to me, I want to be a soldier. Oh, I even tried to sign up, and he literally told me, you're not doing that, because I'll just send you to Ireland, and you're gonna get fucked by IRA. And I'm like, no. But I wanted to be a soldier. That's what I wanted to be, and I knew that boarding schools. If I'd have carried on at boarding school and gone to Surrey, to this other boarding school, which was gonna give me another bursary, didn't have to pay. They was gonna give me another. I know my life would have been totally different. It'd have been more geared into the military, and that's what I wanted to be. SAS. I remember.
Yeah, but when you're saying that,
yeah,
because now you speak of you have children, but don't you think that you change your path then, don't you?
yeah. My path totally changed then. Now this is the thing, and if I was gonna do something, that's the only thing that I probably would change. But then looking at what I've got now, would I? Do I think?
That's how I look at things.
Yeah.
I always look. Mine always takes me back to my children. So I think
if
I didn't do that and I changed that, then
would you have that?
My children, I wouldn't have met that person and X, Y, and Z.
But would you have though? But would you have? And the thing is,
I definitely would.
I had my first child a year and a half after I got out for my first sentence. So I had my 18th, 19th, 20th birthday in jail, and then when I got out, I had my first child.
But by that time, you'd have been doing your first term in the army.
Yeah.
So
does that mean so? It wouldn't have done, is it?
So let's move on to where we are now. No, so obviously you get out. So I remember there's a stage when you're in GS.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. In GS. Probation. In GS.
Yeah. So you're at probation.
I did volunteering. I did no. When I came out, first thing I did was attend uni. Tried to get into uni. I had to pass because I'd already done a degree in. We've done the training, the gym, and the
there was
fitness.
That
We did
MVQs and all that, wasn't there?
So we did all that. So that learning curve, that learning thing was already instilled in me. Do you know what I mean? So then when I come out, I wanted to carry that on. So what I did, automatically went to do the Now this is the thing. I didn't know if I wanted to do criminology or youth and community, because I didn't know what was going on with me. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So, and it was like I started my own business when I came out, tree surgery, but at the same time I did want a profession to jump back on just in case, because I know I'm going to be a tree surgeon forever. So what could I fall back on? And I decided to do a degree in youth work.
Okay. So that paves your way then.
Yeah.
So then you volunteer in probation, then
went to probation, volunteered in probation for a long while. So I doing the degree in youth work, volunteering for probation because I wanted to get into criminal justice. But criminal justice at that point were, you're a criminal.
Yeah.
You can't do that. I mean, you can't do that. You no. And it was like, well, why? I'm the best person. And back then I was saying I'm the best person for this because I know what I've done. You need people like me. What's the number one thing now? Lived experience.
So then you go from NGS and you go to.
I went from a place called Use the Voice to NGS. Use the Voice was they gave me the job because they were like, that's what they did. They seeked out people with criminal records to work for them, and I've got a lot to thank them for. I've also got a lot not to thank them for, because they were jumping on a what can I say? They weren't giving you your full props, but they were taking a lot. They were getting big contracts.
It's a glass
giving
ceiling. You can see through the glass. Yeah. Going, oh yeah, I'm doing all this work and I can see everybody above me, but it's a ceiling.
Yeah.
But you can see through it, but you'll never get through it.
Yeah, and
that's what most people do at lived experience. They go at this level, or you're perfect.
Yeah.
Because you can talk to them.
You can do that, and you can do that, and you can. Yeah.
However, when it starts making decisions, no.
It's up to and that's what I didn't like.
And you know what is it? It still happens now.
Is it?
It's still happening now, because you have to understand. Some organisers, you get some councils that will say now, oh yeah, we employ lived experience, but you can only have a certain level.
You can only have a certain level, yeah, and that's the thing. And it's like, and I've sat round tables with people that class themselves as being more educated than me or whatever, but being educated doesn't mean you've got common sense.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
This is the killer bit, and this is what people don't realise. You have these people that are educated in the council and X, Y, and Z. Now, what they fail to understand is, one thing, they'll never have what I have, which is a lived experience,
never.
criminal lived experience. However, I can still get what they've got.
Yeah.
But they'll never
you
get
can
what
still
I've
attain
got.
what they've got. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can still attain what you've got because I can get there.
Because I can get there.
But you'll never get.
You'll never. And that's the thing. Theirs is always up for grabs, whereas yours in. So they need you. So some of the things. So I'd always in conversations I'd always see things from a different point of view. They'd see things
black and white.
Yeah, and I never thought like that. And I don't think in black and white. Don't think in black and white. I'm looking at something from a different angle. It's just something you say could make me the way you explain it, or the way you said it, or a word you use could make me see things totally different. And I'm not saying I'm going to see your side, but I can make an informed decision on what I'm getting from the conversation, and that's where my strengths lie. And that's where I think that it's like plenty of times I've sat around tables and I've said something and I've gone, well, that's not going to work. And they'll be like, well, why'd you say that? Well, you've just said it didn't work before because of that. You haven't taken that factor out. You just want to introduce that factor in a more vigorous and more aggressive way. Let's remove that factor and change it with something a little bit more.
You look comfortable. You do look comfortable where you are now.
Yeah. Oh no, I love where I am now. Is the best move I've made. It's the best move I've made in all of my employment history, should I say? But at the same time, there's still red tape. And
do you know what? I think the work that you do, or the work that I've seen you do, is really good, powerful, and leaves a lasting impact on people in a positive way, especially surrounding the football part of it as well. With that, because you get hundreds of kids doing that, which is so you go from having a reputation of being so-and-so's young brother and listen, don't mess about with him, to now having the reputation of
Jess has got a really good session.
Jay's good. And the kids talking highly of you. And I think we're very similar in the way we talk, as mannerism, how we speak to young people. But what I wanted to do is ask you a question. Well, I've got two questions. What advice would you give to your younger self? So that's not changing anything.
No, just advice.
Just what advice would you give?
If I could go back and have a 15-20 minute conversation with myself, I'd say to myself, trust your instincts. Trust your instincts. You're more informed than you actually think. Trust your instincts. Trust yourself. I'd also say to myself, buy some stocks and shares. Right? Yeah, I'd say this: buy some stocks and shares. Do this now. Save, because you're not going to live forever, and this isn't going to be around forever. Whereas when we was young and
you're never going to get old.
Things were piling through, and your pockets was always full, and it's like, this is going to last forever. I can't see when this is going to finish. And back then, I was like, well, I can't see when this is going to finish. Do you know what I mean?
So, next question is what advice would you give to the generation that's now?
This generation that's coming up now,
especially with the kids the kids that you're working with, what advice would you give them?
If I'm giving them life advice, I'd say to them, do not trust anybody. Do not trust anybody to make life easy for you, because you're gonna have to make life easy for yourself, and that's in everything. And be selfish. Be single-minded. There's no bad thing about being single-minded. Looking after yourself. You have to look after yourself, because when push comes to shove, you're gonna find out who your friends are, and they're not who you think they are. Do you know what I mean? The friends that I had then are the friends I've got now. The friends I've got now, I'm very comfortable with, very, very settled with. They know me, I know them. I've known them a long time, but they weren't my friends back then.
They weren't the close circle.
No, but I'd tell myself, trust your instincts, look after yourself, and get as much education as you possibly can. But not even the government. Don't even think the government's looking after you, because they're not looking after you either.
So, where do you see yourself in? I mean, obviously, tomorrow's not promised, but ideally, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years' time.
And you can combine it all, work and personal.
Hopefully.
Still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully in good health. Good health. Still got me. So that mean 55 next year.
Well.
And that's what I mean. That's like that. And at 55 next year, I did a kettlebell class last night.
All right, calm down. Just answer the question. I want to hear about your kettlebell.
Oh, that killed me. But just letting you know. 5 years' time. Good health. Good mental health and physical health. Financial health. I just hope that everything that I'm managing to do now is on par with what I is in par with my life at that time. In 5 years' time, I don't want to be running around and frigging struggling and stuff like that. And that's what I'm aiming for now, to make sure that I'm not doing that person that you can. Do you know what I mean? That person where you think that it's easily done. All it takes is one mistake, maybe one little hiccup, one little wrong move, and then you could be back up in court again. And the thing is, you just watch everything you do. I tend to be a lot more acute and a lot more conscious of what I'm doing. Literally, even when I'm driving and someone and looks at me like that, I think about the consequences. Consequences are a lot more now, because there's certain positions that I don't want to get myself in.
Yeah. And
you can only do that by being conscious about your actual surroundings at that time, because sometimes things can happen and your emotions will take you to that where you don't want it to go.
Yeah, because you actually understand the consequences of your actions.
Yeah.
If you do. And again, you know, if you allow somebody to do that to you, you've actually gave your power
to somebody else. Yeah. So no, I always want to take back my power. So in 5 years' time, I want to be the person that isn't affected by outside influences. Still got good health, wealth, mental health, making sure that my family's safe as well. I don't know. It's not just about me in 5 years' time. It's about everybody else in 5 years' time. Do you know what I mean? It's a mixture. It's a mixture. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to be in any. There's no point. I just don't want to be in a situation where I would think to myself, I shouldn't be here again, like I felt like when I was my last sentence, and I just thought, what the fuck am I doing in jail? Why am I in jail? Why am I in jail? Why am I here? It's because I didn't control my situation that I was in. What I should have done is just said to this dude, no, you're not getting it. I'm not dropping no off. You're not having it. Blah blah blah. Go about your business. But because I felt sorry for him, yeah, because I felt sorry, and because I thought to myself, that's what I do, and because it's part of your reputation as well. It's like, here, take that. Look after yourself. But then anything can happen, because when somebody's got something of you, and that happens, and it's like I took the power way out of mine, because it wasn't me that was being watched, it was him. So as soon as I stepped in to try help him, I automatically became a target.
Yeah.
And that target was better for them as well. It was better for the police. It was better for them, because they were looking at it and thinking, shit, we've got this.
Well, it's a prime example of you never know what you're stepping into.
Exactly.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, we've got to the time now where you get the opportunity to ask me a question.
A question?
Oh,
I was thinking about your question. It might be a question broke down into three.
Into three?
Yeah, because I don't think you can answer it all as one question.
Go on,
yeah.
Let's see.
Right. When me and you was in Penn, yeah, I remember now. was you just born moody, or was you just horrible, or was that part of your persona? Was that part of your persona? Because you have to remember, a lot of people did not like you and wouldn't even speak to you, but but they didn't like you, but they won't speak to, but they won't do anything against you because they knew that what would happen. So when you was this, what did you have that going around in your head constantly, or was you that bit? You're not bitter person. Was you that person? Was you that person?
You know what it was? So, whilst I was away, I didn't hang around with people that you thought I would hang around with.
No.
So what I did is I hung around with people that wasn't about who I was. It was just genuinely that I'd met them for the first time, and that's just how people are.
Yeah.
They're the people that are around. All the other people is I would not speak to them because there's no reason for me to speak to you,
right?
Other than you to turn around and go, oh yeah, man, I'm
yeah.
So I wouldn't. So it wasn't, and I'm not. I mean, I've never been called moody, but I'm quite loud.
Jon Snow, you were the Jon Snow of the pen. You was always walking around brooding, and it was like, yeah, he was always walking around brooding. Now I remember, what was his name? Was it Adam, the white guy? Keep forgetting his name. Anyway, he used to say to me, gee, I don't think he likes me. I went, does it matter if you don't like you? Does it matter if you don't like you? He'd be like that. Yeah, because I just feel uneasy on the course, and you know what I mean? I said, listen, don't matter if you don't like it, it's all right. You know what I mean? And it's like, you used to see the banter we used to have, and our banter was like, it was like bubbling. You used to diss me more than I diss you. That's
what I'm saying. So I wasn't moody with you.
No, you wasn't.
It wasn't. I was moody. You know what it is? For years,
yeah.
For years, I've always been in trouble, even growing up.
Yeah.
Always wanted to. Why is my man looking at me like that? Because he'd always say it in my eyes.
Yeah.
I'm not moody. It's just I have this look about me that always wanted to slap me up for. And honestly, so it's not that I'm moody. It's just my thing is this: is if I don't know you or I don't like you, I don't look at you.
Yeah.
What's the point of me looking at you? We're not going to have a conversation.
Yeah.
And then if I feel like you've looked at me in a certain way, it's different.
Yeah,
so rather I don't look at you.
Yeah.
I go about my business. I can speak to you. I've learned ways of. It's like me. I can look at you, or you think I'm looking at you now. But I'm actually looking at that pillar. So I'm not looking, but I'll hold a conversation.
Yeah.
So that's just.
Yeah, because that was one of your. I'm going to say that was one of your superpowers in jail, because you used to make everybody second judge their thoughts about how you thought about them. And then I used to get a lot of, Jason, you know him, you're close to him. Why didn't he like me? I'd be like, have you said he don't like you? Have you spoke? No, I can't not speak it to him. Right, well, it's all right. It's all right. Can I just moody man? So just bring him some eggs and be all right.
If you're not willing to speak,
but that's what, because remember, you was on. Was it D wing?
No, it was B.
B wing.
Yeah,
I was on C wing.
Yeah.
So everybody on C wing didn't really like it. People on C wing were like, oh, I'm thinking now, can't go down there. They didn't want to go anywhere else in the jail because they felt safe on C wing. They felt safe on C wing. A lot of them, and I'd be like, well, I'd go over there, and I'd be like, oh no, that guy's down there, and blah. You see him every day, and what's he like? And you know what I mean? Or when we got to gym, and you used to just sit on the frigging bench when everybody's in gym, and you just come in, and you'd be like that, watching everybody come in. I'd come in like that, look, and then you look, and you'd be like that, and then you just watch everybody doing it. When it was wing gym time, when people used to come down, and you always used to be sat there because there was no reason for you to be there, because I was a gym all day as well, and I was coming down, but they didn't say, but you'd be there, sat there waiting, left in gym by yourself. I don't know who got left in the gym by themselves, except you. They used to leave you down there and used to watch everybody walk in, and you only used to say hello to a few people. Me, maybe Manners. Was it Manners? Me and Jermaine. Definitely me and Jermaine. I don't think you liked Weeks. Was it named Weeksy? I don't think you liked him. I don't think you liked Manners that much. But Manners was there. But yeah, fucking you hated Breeze. You didn't really bother with him. But no, it was just weird. Because and I'd be like, it's fine, man. No, don't worry about it. I'm just moody. Anyway, that's the first part of the question. The second part of the question was when you came out. When you came out, what was your plan? What was your method? What was your method to get? Did you have a clear plan of? Did you have a clear plan of not, or did you have a clear plan of what you wanted to do, or was it something that you didn't think? Did you think, right, this is what I want to do? this is what I want to go.
I didn't have a clear plan. It was I didn't have a clear plan. It was just to come. I just wasn't going back to jail.
Right.
I didn't have a clear plan. And do you know what? Is a lot of it is I played a lot by ear. So my thing was always, if someone came to me, which probably went against me at times, if somebody came to me with an idea, I'd always say to them, like, they go, listen, what about this? So I just fell into things like cafe, like.
I'm going to say the cafe thing was that like you fell into it.
I just fell into that. Someone came to me and said, listen, there's a cafe there. What it is the guy's struggling, blah blah blah. All the equipment that's in there will own, and it only costs £1,500. But then when I was like, well, what's in there? I said, send me some photographs. So he had, funny enough, he had the old Jackie Potato machine, the old school iron.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, that's the spud thing. Yeah. So I'm like, well, that's near enough £2,000 on its own.
Yeah.
And then there were like 2 cookers, frying, this, that, and I thought, I'll give it a go. The same with the cash converter. Guy came to me and was like, oh, cash converters, this. And I was like, okay, tell me about it. He was like, well, this is how it works, you do this. And I was like, okay. He said, I've got this shop, it's struggling. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. So a lot of things was, I just...
Other people's downfall.
Yeah. I just fell into them because somebody would come to me and approach me and say, listen, do you want to do this? And I'd go, okay, explain it to me. My thing is explain it. I don't need to see nothing. Yeah. Because no matter where it is, I can make it work. If people are willing to come to the shop, I'll take the shop to you.
Yeah.
Either way.
So do you think you made a good move when you got rid? Have you got rid of the cafe now?
Yeah, they all went.
Was that a good move, or was that something that you had to do? Was it something that you wanted to do?
Again, opportunities. I had the cafe which is in Armley, and I had an opportunity to get a cafe which was in city centre.
Right. Okay.
But then when I was looking at prices, I thought, well, I may as well close the cafe in Armley because there's no comparison. But I was lucky because where my cafe was in city centre, it wasn't classed as LS1, it was classed as LS10. So my rates was low. Okay. So I was in a good spot.
Yeah.
Then what had happened was when I first got the place, I was on what's the people that collect the food? You can order food online.
Oh yeah, Just Eat.
So I was with Just Eat, and what happened was I was with Just Eat, and then the woman that you have like as designated person, she left. So anyway, I kept with Just Eat. Anyway, she left, and about 6 months later, she phoned me up. She phoned up. I was like, blah, blah, can I speak to Carl? So I was like, yeah, speaking. She went, oh, her name's Rachel. It's Rachel now. Blah, blah. I said, oh, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. She was like, oh, I'm at a new organisation now. So I said, okay, what's it called? She went, it's called Deliveroo.
All right.
So Deliveroo was just starting. So she said, but listen, Carl, I used to work with you before. I know how you work, blah, blah, blah. She went, what if I give you exclusivity on breakfast in Leeds City Centre? So I was like, yeah, okay then, mate. Like 80, 90 breakfast every morning, just going, and you have to look at the price up.
Yeah,
the price up on a sandwich is around 40 pence.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But then what I would do is the bakers. I went to school with some bakers, so I said, right, there's a spare key.
Yeah,
every morning on a Monday, come. There's a key. Come in. You drop off the bread. Blah blah blah. I had a guy that did all like paninis and chia pies. Yeah. He'd have spare bread after the work. So I'd come and I had a giant champagne bottle. He'd have a key. He'd come.
Yeah.
Pick up the champagne bottle. Take his money from underneath there. Drop off my chia batters.
Yeah.
I had the place, BJ something it was called. They would deliver all the food. Again, give them a key. That would come once a week. Yeah. So I didn't necessarily have to be there. That's how I ran it. I ran it like I was on road.
Yeah.
But it
just do you think everything that you learned on the road contributed to? Yeah.
That's all I've ever done. It's like when you're going out for funding and grafting. It's just grafting, just in a legal way. And
what you've done now, you've got this company which is fantastic. I mean, everybody was always talking about it. Your reputation precedes you in this as well, and I think that's a thing. No matter what you do, does your reputation precede you? No matter what you've done or where you've done, your reputation always precedes you. Now this is in a good way. This one is but I'm not saying beforehand it was in a bad way, because it wasn't, because for what you were doing then you needed that reputation.
Yeah, but I think the difference in reputation now is you know who I am.
Yeah.
The reputation from before you didn't know, because you have to remember.
You couldn't trust that person.
No, not that I couldn't trust the person. It's because of what other people said.
Yeah.
It's like most people. If you look at the reputations, if we go back in there, most people did not think not believe I was mixed race.
No.
Most people thought I was about 6 foot.
Yeah.
And most people thought I spoke with a Caribbean accent.
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm mixed race. I'm 5'8" and I'm broad Yorkshire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you say reputation procedure,
Yeah.
it's only a name.
It's
Just the name. That's all.
That's
That's
it,
all
yeah.
it is. Other than the individual it is. Whereas now the reputation based now is not based on me as a name. It's based on the work
the work that you do. Yeah.
So it's not name like the whole point of On the Verge is not to be about individuals. It's about the organisation.
Like an organisation, not like before when your name was preceding you.
Yes.
And okay, then when your name came up on somebody else's head, meaning somebody else was calling themselves the same name you used to call themselves, was that something that you thought, motherfucker, or was it something you were just allowed to willing to let go?
Listen, the people that know will know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like for me, look, I'll tell you this now. So obviously, you know, they called me Venom. I was the original Venom.
Yeah.
So when it came out and somebody else had took the name, personally, when I heard about it, I was sat in prison. A guy came to me, it was in the newspaper. And do you know what it was? Truthfully, the first thing that came in my mind was smart move.
Yeah.
Smart move because the name had already
been up there.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And then you come in and you go, yeah.
Smart move. Yeah. Because now you could be everything that
you
name
could
is.
be on because now, but then I'm also thinking, no, you've got to take that.
Yeah.
You carry that.
Yeah. And that's the same. I won't mind because I had the same thing.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had exactly the same thing, and I won't mind. The guy stopped me and says, "I want your number plate." I went, "Shut the fuck up." He went, "No, Jigger, no." He goes, "You're." I goes, "I know."
What did he want it for his Focus ST?
Yeah.
By any chance?
Yeah. He was like that. "I want your number plate," and I'm like, "Nah." And then literally a couple of months after, he was doing 20 odd year.
Well, it's the same as the other person that took my name.
Yeah.
He's now doing life as well.
Well, this is what I mean.
But that's what. But again,
that's that generation. That generation had something wrong with them.
Yeah, but there's a difference. Is generations you never gave yourself the name, other people gave you.
Exactly.
Whereas now the generation
like,
now give themselves
the name. Yeah.
So it's very different now.
It is, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? And not only that, I know I never called myself the full name. It was always just V.
Yeah.
So wait. And then when you go back, when you're taking you back into when you're talking about prisoners being moody, you have to understand is, I think when you get to a situation, you're at a stage where you don't know who to trust.
Yeah.
So do you know what it is? Better I just don't. There can't be anything. I know what my goal is. My goal is to get captain.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into anything with anybody. I was only had one situation where someone came in last minute, and it was, but then it didn't materialise. But that was my focus. My sole focus was, I ain't fucking about with nobody.
Yeah.
I want to come here. I've got my mindset. I want to get out of here. I don't want to go home.
Yeah, you just wanted to go home.
I just wanted to go home. I'm looking around with these kids. It's all young kids. I've had this letter from my mum that's like, I'm just like, nah, I can't do this no more. I want to go.
Yeah.
And that was me. So when people think I was moody, anyway, you think about 3 questions out of me there, Jig.
Then I know. Well, that's it. Looks like I'm just trying to think. Is there?
No, you can piss off now.
Is
You're
there?
not having any more. You've had enough.
Nope. I'm good.
But no, and thank you for coming over. Actually, can I just say for the camera, this is the first black man I've met that actually was early.
What do you mean? Listen, I'm part of the do me like I would do you, and it's like if I'm gonna ask somebody to be here at a certain time, I expect to be here as well, because we pulled up at the same time, ain't we?
No, no. Well, yeah.
Thank you.
Listen, thank you for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
Niceness, respect.